I am a couple days late with my review of the latest episode of Foundation, but I feel like it was well worth the wait considering that episode 5 finally starts to answer a bunch of questions that I personally had leading up to the first few episodes. We're about what halfway through the season now at this point, and basically three or four. There's still like the main four storylines going on. We get Brother Day and Dominion storyline. We get the older Cleon and um, the younger Cleon. We've got Harry Seldon and what's going on there, and of course the investigation into things by Dominion. I'm trying not to spoil anything before the fold, but I am going to spoil everything after this. So, yeah, if you haven't watched the episode yet, which you probably have because I am, a few days behind at this point, make sure to watch it before you watch this. This is your final warning. Five, four, three, two, one, and now we're getting into spoiler territory. Um, I think that one of the coolest parts of this episode was one the scene between Dominion and Empire, right? Like she wants to get into the bedchamber and she's really intent on figuring out what happened to her parents. Did Day have a part in it? And she wants to know about this assassination attempt on Day. So she starts digging. She wants, medical records and all this other stuff. And then like, well, the only way we're going to find out more is if we get into the bedchamber. So she agrees to a tryst with Day to get into the bedchamber. And it's a brilliantly played scene because once it plays out, Day realizes that she was playing him and that she just wanted access to the chamber to um, see what's going on. And what prompted him to come to the critical analysis is that he's so used to having sex with Dermerzel now, the AI, the robot, that he fumbles it with a real live girl. And he's just in the fumbling of all of this stuff. He gets angry at himself because he can't get it up. And in this anger, he realizes that she's just here to play him, and she admits it. And she's like, "I don't know that you didn't have a hand in killing my family. And of course, I'm going to figure out what's going on, and I'm figuring out what's going on with you because I need to know if it's safe." And in the process of the angry fight, they agree to get engaged. Um, but in all of that, she walks away and says, "We need to know more." And while that's going on, we've got her counselor, who Brother Dusk seduced like 40 years ago, and she goes back and has a tryst with him because she's digging for more information, and she finds out that all of the memories are stored in this memoriam, and so they decide to use their plant, their well, it's not a plant, but this guy they've corrupted, one of the guards, to pull things out. And what they end up getting a hold of is footage from the healing chamber where Demerzel brought Cleon immediately after the assassination attempt. And in that video snippet, she's putting him in the bath and turning to the camera, and half of her head is cut off, and they freak out because it's like, oh my god, this is a robot. I thought they've been banned for centuries. She's been here. What's going on? But they do realize that she's a robot. She's there. She had to have been in the chamber, which says all these things about Brother Day. Now, in the process of all of this, after she leaves the bedchambers, Demerzel comes out and Day, confirms that yes, I did have her. We can't let her find out the truth about her parents. Um, she's very curious. She will keep digging for the truth. We must be extra careful. So yeah, this is all manipulation, so it's very interesting. I think the scene for me in the bedroom was one of the most powerful I've seen since the first opening episode because it shows the terror that he has, that Cleon has, that Emperor Day has for his mortality. And it's very evident in this scene when he can't get it up and he's faced with all this, he's feeling his own fragileness. While that's going on, which is a great scene, we've got Harry and everybody on the ship, Harry and Gaal, and they go to this planet where they feel like they're being pulled. And when they get there, they find this telepath, and they realize the telepath has a bunch of other telepaths with her, and she's the one who is projecting this mental image into the Prime Radiant to get Harry to convince him to get cloned and all this other stuff. At least that's how I understand everything going. And as the episode is ending, and they think that maybe they're safe. You see the telepaths meeting together and talking about the Prime Radiant. And right before their ship got boarded, Harry told Gaal, "Hide the Prime Radiant. Don't tell me where you've hidden it. I don't trust these people." And now we know why, because at the end of the episode, as it fades to black, we get this creepy telepath woman going, "I will find the Prime Radiant and I will destroy it. There will be no second foundation." So they're on this planet with these people, and that's going on as well. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens there with their characters. The other subplot here is Dusk and Dawn starting to really, be suspicious of their brother, and they start digging into things, and they go down to the memoriam as well, and they start looking into past records to compare volume size of all of their memories across the clones to see whether or not memories might have been edited out or added in. Things start to look up, like their numbers are all like the size of the case is like 87, 29, depending on life experience, like 20s for Day because he's young and he hasn't had that many life experiences, and 80 plus, like 87 for Brother Dusk because he's had a lot more life experience. But then they realized that Cleon the First had like 200 plus memories on his original files. So why is all of this extra information being hidden from them? Like, what are these things that they've been forbidden to see as the clone versions of that master copy? So now you've got Dusk and Dawn planning against Day because they suspect Day of having edited their memories, and Dusk is all about, well, we need more information. We got to find out more. Like, let's be discreet, but let's find out more information. He's obsessed with the idea that Day can go in and edit his memories after he has this tryst with the counselor for Dominion, who he hasn't seen in 40 years. He remembers everything, and he has the videos and everything else, and they just erased her memory because that's the way the trysts work. And she doesn't remember anything about it. She's like, I just remember this. I remember touching your hand, and then something like touching someone's hand, and then waking up on my planet, with a full bank account, like knowing that I had been blessed by the Emperor. And that gets his mind spinning about how, well, if you would never know that someone had edited your memories, how will I ever know if someone has edited my memories? And he and I can't remember if it was just him or him and Dawn have a discussion with Dermerzel. I think it's just him, and she confesses to him that yeah, you know, that could happen, but if it ever did, I would let you know. The Empire is always my number one priority, more than just Emperor himself. But she's very scary, very sus. Like terrifyingly scary. Especially considering they've all been banned and she's the only one. It's very interesting. And then knowing that like when you see Brother Dusk, talking about how during his reign Demerzel just pacified whole planets for him. She's a very terrifying creature. Anyway, lots of sort of resolutions in this one because we get the telepaths and we get a resolution to who the character was in the Prime Radiant, sort of prompting Harry to do all these things, the voice they've been hearing. We got confirmation, unless it was earlier and I missed it, but we got actual confirmation that, Day did in fact have something to do with the death of Dominion's parents. We got confirmation of the editing and the memories, and can see further unraveling on the part of the structure of Trinity that they have. So the power of the Empire is slowly crumbling. It's a very good episode, midway through essentially, and I feel like we've gotten closer in quite a few storylines and sort of advanced a few otherwise. Plus, we have a new one in this crazy telepathic lady that wants to shut down the Second Foundation. I don't know. Love to hear your thoughts. If you're watching the show, drop them down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon, and I'll be back next week again or whenever I get a chance. I try to do these the day after, but this week I got sidetracked because we have all sorts of cat drama going on with Dora, Mama Dora, and her foot surgery and everything else. So I'm a few days behind. But let me know your thoughts. See you next time. Stay safe, everybody. Happy viewing.